Today I'm going to work on this 1972 Ford Gran Torino Sport. The mounting posts are already drilled, so I'll take it apart. I already put a coat of black wash on the grill in a different video, so I don't know if I have to do much to that. That looks like it's already done. And it has some tail lights painted in. There are some features like the skirt around the bottom of the car here that's plastic. That will have to be painted the same as the body color, same in the front as well. I guess it's a roll pan or something like that on the vehicle. Like this summer sky color by Apple Barrel. It's a satin finish, and that's what I want to paint this vehicle in. And I always get started with the inside first. You might be able to hear that frog in the background. I have a lot of frogs that hang out around my porch. Now this will take about probably 4 coats all the way around the whole car to encapsulate the factory finish. And that's the way I like to do it. Once you encapsulate the whole vehicle, then you can start the weathering process. And this acrylic paint, it doesn't take very long to dry, fortunately. So probably about 5 or 10 minutes, this will be dry. When I was a kid, I used to see a lot of real Torinos in a light blue color like this, so that's another reason I like this color for this car. I know somebody that had one that was about this color. Okay, we'll let this dry and move on to something else. Well, everything is dry. I put it back together just to see what it would look like. And it turned out way better than I expected. I've never painted one of these with a brush and wanted to keep it this way before. But I think I'm just going to keep this one the way it is. And I've got some more of these. I've got quite a few actually. And I'm going to go ahead and paint another one the same way. Paint it up the same way as this one, and I'm just going to keep this. I like it the way it is. Looks kind of neat, especially like this color. So I'll go ahead and paint some more of the same color, and then we'll get back to it. Alright, I've got 3 more of these painted in the same blue color, and I've got 3 more I'm going to paint a different color. This blue color I was using just on this practice car here. I like that color. I'm going to do at least one of these in that blue color next. When I started this video, it was just going to be one casting that I was working on, but things evolved. of those are moving along well. I'm going to go ahead and take this last one here and make it white. Alright, I finally got all of these castings painted and ready to put on the faux finish. They all turned out really nice. Let's get started. I also painted all the interiors. I did 2 in white, and then I did 2 in green, and I did 2 in blue. So we'll mix them up and get a little variety out of them. I think the best way to do this is to work on 2 at a time. So I'm going to clear off the table here and just have 2 to work on. So I'll do it in groups of 2. So 3 groups, I'll have them all done. Okay, let's get started. I'm going to do a gray on one and red on the other. Generous portions on the top. Some on the trunk. We'll just let this dry. Alright, our first colors are dry. Let's go ahead and start applying some rust. Alright, it's time to move on from the chestnut color to the burnt umber, which is the darkest color of the bunch. And we're going to do that now. This black wash and try to bring the details out in the door jambs. Alright, my favorite part, adding the dots. This is the Tuscan red. Okay, I added the overspray with the Tuscan red and the burnt umber, which is just fanning it with little dots. I believe the top is done. The only thing left is to work on the sides, finish them up, and put a black wash on the chrome pieces, and then I can put two of them together. Okay, now it's time to put the black wash on the grille and headlight assemblies for all of these Torinos. Grille assemblies. I think that's pretty good. We'll just let that dry. This one might need a little more. There we go. Alright, while the black wash is drying, I'm going to finish up the side on this one. Always like to add some rust in these treble areas around the bottom. This is the chestnut color. I'll go back over that and darken some of those areas up with the burnt umber when it's dry. I'll have to darken some of those spots up. Same kind of thing to this one here. Hit these treble areas. Treble areas that most cars have. it won't dry as dark as it looks right now. Same thing with this one. I want to put a little wash around the edge. Some rust around the bottom of these roll pans, or at least make them look dirty or something. A couple of coats, make them look rusty. And then I'll go back over that with the burn umber. This black wash is still not dry, but I can go ahead and do a light wash with the chestnut over the bumper to make it look tarnished and starting to rust. I'll get all of those next. Alright, the front grills are pretty well dry, but before I go any further, I want to paint all the tail lights in on these. And it can be a little tricky, but if I put too much on, I usually just run my finger over it and take a little bit off. There we go. Looks good. Just do that 14 more times and I'll be done. Try to add some turning lights, running lights. Alright, I think they're finally finished. I'm going to go ahead and do the final assembly and I guess move them over to the junkyard diorama and get some photos before I move on to the other pieces that I have prepped. I went ahead and tried to put a marker light on each fender too, even though it's kind of hard to see where it really belongs, but I think that'll pass. And I might paint the chassis on these when I get a chance. Yeah, I'll move them over to the junkyard diorama. I wanted this one to have white interior, but it's having trouble fitting and I didn't mark which ones were which, so I think this one belongs. I think this green one belongs in there. It seems to fit better. I guess the green interior looks fine. Alright, I think they turned out really good. Yeah. I still saved a couple of these green ones. I didn't disassemble them all. It's like having two parts cars. I'll probably end up trying to sell these on my eBay store. If anyone feels like supporting the channel and you want to add something nice to your collection, don't forget to check it out. Thanks so much for watching. Please like and subscribe.
Well, hello everybody. That was a fun ride, wasn't it?